There's a massive housing market upheaval happening in this country right now. Hi, I'm Chuck Vosberg from Next Home Gulf to Bay, along with my wife Pat, your favorite realtors. And on a recent episode of Glenn Beck's program, he reported that there's a massive housing market upheaval that's happening in this country right now. He explained that the changes could prevent millions of aspiring homeowners from achieving their American dream, thanks to huge investment firms buying up as many houses and neighborhoods as they can. That's kind of been the news. It's something that's cropping up from time to time in the news, and I'd like to explain the whole thing to you. Here's the truth of the matter. Now, in the article, it went on to say that nearly 1 in 5 homes is being bought by an investor, and it even went on to say, think about it, 1 in 5. Well, that's pretty dramatic. But 1 in 5 is 20%. As a matter of fact, Redfin reported that this last year, investors bought a record 18% of the real estate market. And that's a record according to Redfin, and they keep a lot of statistics. In fact, they're in the investment business themselves. So we'll round it up and call it 20% just to make it simple. So 20% of the market is being bought by investors, and the claim is that they're buying as many homes and neighborhoods as they can. Well, first of all, of course they're buying as many as they can. They're in the business of buying homes and then reselling them at a profit. So that's what they do. But as far as buying entire neighborhoods, I've seen that claim made more than once in different news outlets, and it's simply not true. 20% of the market, just by definition, can't include entire neighborhoods. It just doesn't work. Bought a bunch of real estate, they overpaid for a lot of it, and now they're selling a lot of it, and, well, they're selling all of it, all $2.8 billion worth. And it's a lot of it's being sold at a loss, too, because they decided to get out of that business. And that was a business decision that they made. And I'm not going to make fun of it. Lots of businesses make mistakes. Some they'll get into a venture, find out it's not working for them, and then get out of it. So I don't really think it's a big deal that Zillow had a failure. All businesses have failures. But that also brings me around to the fact that in the article, it said how these investors are paying more than asking price for houses, and like that's big news. Everybody is paying more than asking price for houses. If you want to buy a house right now, there's a good possibility that you're going to need to pay more than the asking price. Now, that's not always the case, of course, but the truth is it's a seller's market right now, so people are paying premium prices to buy real estate, including investors. Because if you want to buy a piece of real estate, there's just not any wholesale deep discount properties out there at the moment. Now, bringing it around to this, robbing millions of Americans of their American dream, that's not true either. And I'll tell you why. Yes, it's a lot more difficult right now, but everything in life is cyclical. This market will eventually stabilize, and sooner or later it'll turn into a buyer's market even. I know it's hard to imagine now. Long term, that's what always happens. So we're still getting people into houses now. There's still first-time home buyers getting in. We have ways of doing that. We've got great techniques. We're getting people into houses every day. People's dreams aren't being squashed. It's just taking a little bit more work right now. This whole thing is based on the mistaken premise that the real estate market works the same way as the stock market. And it just doesn't. The stock market is very fast. It reacts very quickly to news. The news cycle is 24 hours nowadays, and the stock market responds almost instantly to anything that's in the news. Whereas the real estate market responds very slowly to changes, because the real estate market is totally consumer-based. We don't set the prices of houses. Sellers don't set the prices of houses. Appraisers don't set the price of houses. The market is what sets the price of a house. It's what somebody is willing to pay and what somebody is willing to sell it for. It's really just good old-fashioned supply and demand. The real estate market doesn't respond quickly for that reason. The stock market moves at the speed of light, and the real estate market moves at the speed of paper. So that's really the truth of the matter. That's why the real estate market is relatively stable, and aside from, massive disasters like when 9/11 happened, of course, everything kind of came to a grinding halt for a while. That's just normal, but you have to think long term with investments. Investments cannot be profitable short term unless you're dealing with stocks and commodities and things of that nature. So real estate's considered a long-term investment. It's a good investment. It always has been. So the bottom line is this. Don't believe the hype. The news outlets are in the business of getting clicks, getting people to watch, and the only way to get people to watch and get clicks and get attention is to have these outlandish headlines like big upheavals. Well, there's not a big upheaval going on. It's really just a matter of opinion, and that opinion is just flat wrong, in my opinion. So don't worry, the market's doing exactly what it's supposed to do. And we've seen a lot of stabilization taking place here in the Tampa Bay market where Pat and I work. And we've seen that happen in a lot of other markets around the country as well. So if you have any questions, you want to talk about what your options are, give us a call. We'll tell you anything you want to know. No strings attached. We put humans over houses. So thank you for watching. I hope you got something out of it, and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.